Bring in former FBI agent and ABC News contributor Brad Garrett for more on this. Brad, what do you make of the way this story has developed? Initially, we saw a search area just around the prison. It expanded at one point. It contracted at another point. Now they're saying he's armed and dangerous after that search area moved. And now we have the governor coming out saying we have him contained in an area. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what that means. I mean, contained in an area how big? I'm going to assume the governor is saying that it's a relatively small area, like several blocks, or maybe something a little bigger than that. Because if you get much bigger than that in an environment that's so rural and so wooded, you can run into problems really big time as far as is he really within your circle? As far as the first part of your statement, I would say the following, that when prison breaks typically happen, prisons, jails, whatever it might be, the inmates are caught in a relatively quick period of time, and that's why you throw an immediate perimeter, probably less than a mile initially from the prison or the jail. Now, he obviously had an hour head start, so he got outside that circle, in my view. And has been basically ahead of them. They may have gotten lucky because of this interaction that happened yesterday or last night in reference to him going into a garage, getting his hands on a .22 rifle with a scope and a light, getting shot at by the owner. And that's probably the area that he's, or something close to that, where he is contained. So we'll see how that sorts out. But, you know, these are fluid. Fugitive searches, you just have to be flexible and change your approach, sometimes by the hour, because it's unpredictable sometimes what direction they might go or what things they'll pick up, cars, guns, hostages, etc.
And, Brad, we're looking at helicopter footage from our affiliate WPVI there in the area. Even from the helicopter footage, you can see how heavily wooded some parts of this area are. I know earlier in the search, because of how hot it was there, they weren't able to use your normal temperature type tools where you can see if there's a person there at night even, because it was so hot outside that compared to body temperature, there was really no difference on those radars. As the temperature drops, and particulars, they're now saying he was shirtless when he was spotted by this resident, and they don't think he has any other clothes. Could that aid them in this search?
It could. I mean, you know, the problem with heat-seeking devices on airplanes or helicopters, they're terrific, but they don't tell you that it's a human down there. I mean, it could be a large animal that's moving along. Now, you have to check them all out. But yes, in particular, if he is in what I would define as a fairly tight area, that even makes it better, of course, even if it's wooded or not. When you get into multiple acres, or obviously hundreds of acres, it's a big problem. But it could be helpful, but we'll just have to see if that actually is what catches him. I'm still convinced he's going to make a mistake, or they're going to get lucky and be where he is. And if the area is smaller, you clearly have reduced the odds of him getting away from you and you having to actually deal with him or confront him. Obviously, I hope that doesn't end up in a shootout, but it could.
And Brad, how much more dangerous is this search now that police gave us that update that he managed to steal this .22 caliber rifle with a scope and a light on it?
Well, it changes the speed. In particular, if you're going to move through a wooded area or a remote area, or even when it's dark. I mean, I've done a lot of these type of searches, and if you know the person's armed, you also know that he can get the drop on you. So you have to move slower. You have to have multiple set of eyes looking in the direction that you're going. You also may use magnifiers or scopes yourself to kind of see or magnify the area you're moving through, but that takes more time. So it may extend the amount of time that they ended up catching him because they can't move as fast. Obviously, he can move as fast as he chooses, but it's now been 12 days. He's got to be exhausted. You know, he's not sleeping 8 hours a night. He's not eating right, I would guess. And so he's going to become more desperate, but now he's desperate with a rifle, which would concern any law enforcement person that you may have to get into a gunfight with him.
All right, former FBI agent Brad Garrett. We certainly hope not, Brad. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.